Ever feel like you're going in circles, trying to make a change, but always hitting the same wall?
Yeah.
Like you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Right.
Today's deep dive is all about understanding addiction recovery.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about giving up drugs or alcohol.
Right.
We're digging deeper than willpower.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to get into what really makes a difference in recovery.
Yeah. You know, most people think addiction is just a lack of self-control,
Right.
but it goes so much deeper than that.
Okay.
It's pretty fascinating, actually.
Really?
Yeah, addiction hijacks the brain.
What?
Yeah, it makes it really hard to just stop.
Wait, hijacks the brain? That's kind of scary.
It is.
Yeah. How does that even happen?
Well, think about this.
Okay.
Our brains love pleasure and rewards. When we do something we enjoy, like eating a great meal,
Yes.
or doing well at work, like giving a presentation and it going well,
Yeah.
our brains release dopamine.
Dopamine.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
like a reward system, you know.
Uh-huh.
It makes us feel good.
That's like our brain giving us a pat on the back. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
But here's where it gets tricky with addiction.
Okay.
Addictive things, whether it's drugs, alcohol, gambling,
Right.
they mess with the dopamine.
How so?
They flood the brain with way more dopamine.
Oh, wow.
Way more than we'd ever get from, normal stuff.
Wow. So it's like that feeling of accomplishment,
Yeah.
but like 10 times stronger.
Yes, exactly. That's what those substances do.
Wow. So the brain gets used to that dopamine rush
It does, yeah.
and wants more and more. So willpower doesn't really stand a chance, does it?
It's tough because you're fighting your own brain.
You really are.
Yeah, and the more your brain gets used to that dopamine surge,
Yeah.
the more it needs to get to that same level of reward.
Oh, wow.
And that's where tolerance and dependence come in.
It's not even about being weak then.
It's not about willpower.
It's really about how our brains are wired.
Exactly.
Wow. So understanding this whole brain hijack thing,
Yeah,
that's the first step.
it is. It really is. It helps
It's-
us go from blaming ourselves
Yeah.
to understanding ourselves.
Oh.
Instead of, I am weak, it becomes, okay, how do I work with my brain?
So we're not blaming the game.
Right.
We're just trying to learn the rules
Exactly.
so we can, play it better.
Exactly. And you know what's a really important tool?
What is it?
Self-awareness.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you can't fix a leaky faucet
Right. Yeah.
if you don't know where the leak's coming from.
Exactly.
So how do we figure out our triggers?
Well, it's different for everyone,
Okay.
but basically triggers are anything that makes you want to use again.
Okay, so that could be.
It could be places,
Yeah.
feelings,
Right.
even people.
So once you know your triggers,
Yeah.
what then?
Well,
Seems like that could be overwhelming,
it can be. It can be. But remember,
Yeah.
knowing your triggers is a good thing.
Okay.
It helps you be prepared.
Right. It's not about freaking out.
Right.
It's about having that knowledge.
Exactly. And this is where support comes in.
Support. That's
Having
right.
other people to help you, it can make a world of difference.
Right. Because like anything that's hard,
Right.
it's easier when you have people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
To help you.
Yeah. And there's lots of different types of support.
Okay.
You just need to find the one that works for you.
Okay.
One of the most well-known is the 12 steps.
Right. Like AA.
Yes. Alcoholics Anonymous
Okay.
and NA.
Okay.
Narcotics Anonymous.
Right.
These programs, they have a structure
Okay.
for recovery.
All right.
And they emphasize community.
Community. Okay.
Yeah, being with other people who understand.
Right. And who are going through the same thing.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
It is.
But I have heard that the 12 steps
Yeah,
aren't for everyone.
you're right.
Okay.
Not everyone feels comfortable with it.
Okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
There are other options.
Like what?
Well, there's smart recovery.
Smart recovery.
Yes.
I don't really know about that one.
It's different from the 12 steps.
Okay.
It focuses more on
Okay.
your own ability to change.
Okay, so it's more like self-reliance.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
It uses CBT,
CBT.
cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay, and what is that?
It's basically a way to change your thinking.
Okay.
You learn how to identify those negative thoughts.
Yeah, the self-sabotaging thought.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And then you learn how to replace them.
Oh, it's like retraining your brain.
Yeah, it's like spring cleaning for your thoughts.
I like that. So instead of thinking,
Right.
I can't do this, it's more like,
Right.
I've got this.
Yes, exactly.
It's like building mental muscle.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you know what goes well with CBT?
What's that?
Mindfulness.
Oh, yeah, mindfulness.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not just about, sitting cross-legged and chanting, right?
No,
I like
not
that.
at all.
Yeah.
It's really about being present.
Okay.
Just noticing what's happening.
Right, like without judgment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that can be really helpful for cravings.
Oh, how so?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
A craving,
Yeah.
it's like a wave.
Okay.
It can feel really big and scary.
Right.
Like it's going to pull you under.
Right, yeah.
But mindfulness,
Yeah.
it helps you ride that wave.
Oh, I see. But
You don't fight it.
Right.
You just observe it.
Okay.
And eventually it passes.
So we're retraining our brains.
Yes.
We're finding support.
Exactly.
But it's not all in our heads, is it?
No, you're right.
It's about the whole package.
Exactly. Addiction affects your whole body,
Right.
not just your mind.
Okay.
So part of recovery is taking care of your physical health too.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like what kind of things?
Well, things like exercise,
Okay.
eating healthy,
Right, makes
getting
sense.
enough sleep.
Okay. Those are all important.
It's not about being perfect, It's
Wow.
about making small changes.
Right, that you can actually stick with.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it's easy to forget
Yeah.
when you're so focused on recovery
Right.
to also make time for fun,
That's so true. Yeah.
like the things that you enjoy.
Absolutely. You need to enjoy life, right?
Right,
Recovery shouldn't be all work and no play.
exactly.
You need to find things that make you happy.
Right, the things that make you you.
Exactly, yeah. Hobbies, passions.
Yes, spending time with people you love.
Exactly. All that good stuff.
Right. But what happens
Yeah,
when things get tough,
right.
because relapse happens.
He does, yeah.
Part of recovery for a lot of people.
It's true, yeah. It's important to remember that relapse doesn't mean failure.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's just a bump in the road.
Right. A learning opportunity.
Exactly.
Okay.
You learn from it, you adjust, and you move on.
So when you feel yourself slipping,
Right.
like that craving is really strong,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Have you heard of urge surfing?
Urge surfing. No, what's that?
It's a technique.
Okay.
Instead of fighting the craving,
Okay.
you ride it out.
Like a wave.
Exactly, like a wave.
Oh, okay.
You acknowledge it,
Right.
you observe it,
Okay.
but you don't let it control you.
So you're basically just letting it pass.
Exactly. You ride it out until it's gone.
Okay, I like that. It makes sense. So we learn from our slip-ups, we ride the wave.
Yeah.
But is there anything else we can do?
You mean to prevent relapse?
Yeah, exactly. Because we can't just hope for the best.
No, you're right. Structure is really important.
Structure, okay.
Routines,
Routines, okay.
having a plan for your day.
So it's not about, like, having this super rigid schedule,
No, not
but
again.
more like setting yourself up for success. Okay, how do you do that?
Start small. Set achievable goals.
Okay. Like what?
Going for a walk.
Okay.
Calling a friend.
Okay.
Doing something you enjoy.
Right, like those hobbies we talked about.
Exactly. It's
Got it.
about building momentum.
Momentum, yeah.
Small wins, day after day.
I like that. It's like each of those little things build something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you said, momentum.
Exactly.
They add up.
Yeah.
But let's be real, sometimes you need more than just, self-care
Right.
and support groups.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's time to call in,
Yeah.
like the professionals.
Absolutely. And there's no shame in that.
Right.
It's actually really brave to realize that,
Right.
to realize you need help.
Yeah, you don't have to do it all alone. So what are our options there when we need that extra help?
Well, if someone needs to get off substances,
Right.
like safely,
Yeah.
there's places for that.
Okay.
Medically supervised detox.
Okay, so that's like the safest way.
The safest, yes, exactly, to get through that initial phase.
Right, okay.
And then there's inpatient rehab.
Okay, what is that like?
It's more immersive,
Here.
you're there all the time.
Oh, I see.
It's structured, supportive,
Okay,
away from, all your usual triggers.
makes sense, yeah. What about outpatient? Is that an option too?
Yes, for sure.
That might be better for some people, right?
Yeah, it's more flexible.
Yeah.
You can kind of keep living your life.
Right, you don't have to put everything on hold.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're still getting the support,
Yeah.
but
Right.
they have some flexibility.
Exactly.
This is something I've always wondered about.
Yeah.
So you go to rehab,
Yeah.
you finish the program.
Right.
That's not just it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't end there.
You're hitting on something really important. Aftercare.
Aftercare, okay.
It's like, think about running a marathon.
Okay.
You wouldn't just stop at the finish line, right?
No way. You'd need to, rest.
Right. You need to take care of your body
Yeah.
to avoid injury, right?
Totally, yeah.
Aftercare is like that for recovery.
This is like recovery from the recovery.
Yes. So it's things like, continuing therapy.
Okay, so you still keep going.
Yep. Just sticking with those support groups.
Okay, that makes sense.
Building healthy friendships,
Right. People who get it.
Exactly. It's all about that long-term support.
So we're taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
We have a support system, creating healthy habits.
Yeah.
But there's this whole other part of recovery that I find fascinating.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's like, it's more than just getting yourself healthy.
Okay.
It's about what you do with it.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Like when you've gone through something really hard, like addiction,
Right.
and you come out on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like you have this superpower.
A superpower.
Yeah. Like this ability to help other people who are struggling.
You're talking about giving back.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
It's so healing
Right.
for everyone involved.
Because who better to offer support
Right.
than someone who's been there?
Exactly. Someone who understands.
Right. It's not about judgment or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's about saying, hey, I get it.
Yeah, like I've walked in those shoes.
Right. And I'm here for you. And it can take so many forms, right?
Oh, so many ways.
Like, what are some examples?
Well, you could volunteer at a rehab.
Okay.
You could sponsor someone.
Right. Be in their corner.
Exactly.
Well,
Or even just share your story.
right. Because someone might need to hear that.
Exactly.
And what's wild is when you help others,
Yeah.
it actually strengthens your own recovery.
It does. It's
It's
amazing.
like this full circle thing.
Exactly. You help them.
Yeah.
And it helps you stay committed.
It's a win-win. We've covered a lot today, haven't we?
We really have.
From like how addiction changes your brain
Yeah.
to finding support, creating healthy habits,
Right.
and even this idea of giving back.
It's all connected.
It is. So before we wrap up,
Yeah.
what's like the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
More than anything, I want them to have hope.
Hope, yeah.
Yeah, recovery can be hard. It's a journey, and there will be ups and downs.
Right.
But it's possible, and they're not alone.
Yeah, that's such a good message.
There are people who understand, and there is always hope for a brighter future.
I love that. Addiction isn't like a life sentence.
It's not, no.
It's a challenge, for sure.
Yeah,
But it's one you can overcome.
you got it.
And sometimes it's about rewiring those habits step by step.
One day at a time.
Right. And with the right help and the right support.
Exactly.
So to anyone listening who's feeling lost or stuck,
Yeah.
remember, you got this.
You do.
Take that first step. Reach out to someone.
It's worth it.
You deserve a good life.
You do.
And hey, we'll be back next time.
Looking forward to it.
Another deep dive, a new topic.
Always something new to learn.
Until then, take care.
See ya.